Hey everyone, welcome to the 2026 Memorial Cup. This is the 23rd playing of the tournament. So glad you guys are all involved, participating this year, and I can't wait to see you in Orlando at Bay Hill. So let's jump in. This is intended to be a welcome guide, kind of an overview to all the details. By the way, all of the documents you'll see here, all of these visual aids, they are already located online. And so if you visit our website at stepbystepgolf.org, at the top you'll see a button for the MC Tournament Hub, or under the Memorial Cup section where it says Learn More. If you click there, it goes to the hub as well. And if you will view the Tournament Hub as the central location of all things you need for the tournament, it has been my goal to answer any question that you might have. And that is super helpful to me, by the way, when you guys refer to the documents for your questions. One thing I'll say is, for most of the past 10 to 15 years, I actually have not played in the tournament because running the tournament and being prepared for the fellowship part of it as well is a lot of preparation and a lot of logistical work that makes playing very difficult. But I couldn't pass up Bay Hill. I'm playing at Bay Hill this year. And so the more you guys lean into the documents and look for the answers through the website and through the documents, the more that will help me. So thank you in advance for that. One of the documents you'll find is the itinerary. A couple of things I'll call out each day. The welcome meeting Thursday night, which is at Pop Stroke. This is a miniature golf thing, very similar to a Top Golf, but it's real miniature golf out on a miniature golf course. Very very upscale, very nice. It's a Tiger Woods owned thing. We'll have dinner there. We'll have a meeting about the tournament. We'll have our first fellowship gathering, and then we'll play miniature golf that night afterwards. Um, Friday morning, you'll see, as with most of our meals, breakfast is on your own. Last couple of years, what's happened is we all eat together anyway. We find a restaurant, and we all go to the same restaurant, but it is on our own, so you can plan something, different if you wish. We'll pay individually, but the meals are on your own. However you want to make that work out. Tea times begin Friday morning at 9:40. We'll have lunch after that. Horse race. I'll talk about the horse race here in a few minutes. Then dinner that night. Saturday morning is the service event, which hopefully you all have registered for by now. We'll have a chance to go to a local church and help with a food drive, help packing food and then loading food into cars as people drive through, and hopefully have a chance to pray with some folks and serve the community that morning. 1:40 tea time that afternoon. And then Sunday morning, the final round. We will have a fellowship gathering that morning somewhere at the club. We'll find a place, and I'll probably grab a cup of coffee. You guys do the same, and just we'll have our final fellowship that morning before the last round begins, and then we will do an awards ceremony, giving away the winning trophy, the captain's trophy, to the winning team, probably just out near the putting green somewhere, and we will be on our way. A couple of things that I've got called out on the left side of the screen here. The club will store our golf bags. So each day when you come out for golf, they'll have our pairings. They should already have the clubs on the golf carts ready to go. Range balls will be provided, obviously. Just be sure and tip the guys. That's something that's easy to forget with things moving so fast. Before and after the round, take care of their staff if you would. Please remove hats upon entering the clubhouse. That was a big deal to Mr. Palmer and something they do enforce. So just giving you a heads up that they will ask us to do that. I mentioned Mr. Palmer. That's how he is affectionately referred to. It's not Arnie. It's not Arnold. They call him Mr. Palmer, very, very affectionately. And be sure and check out all the cool things. There's a statue. His locker is actually still intact down in the locker room. His Most days they set up his bag out on the driving range under his umbrella. So look for that when you're out on the driving range. And then if we're lucky enough, we will be able to tour his office, which is still intact up on the second level, up above the locker room. So I am working to see if we can get that approved and something we can do together as a group. Okay, teams and tees. You guys know the teams already. Let me make a comment about the tee markers. Do not let the colors fool you. Please the thing you need to pay most attention to is the yardage. Go to the Bay Hill website, pull up their scorecard, and you will see that even if you are, let's say, on the red tees or the yellow red combo, and that feels like it's too short, do not let the colors fool you. Look at the yardage and look at the difficulty of the golf course. This is a very, very hard golf course. Even the yellow red combo, I think it plays 6,200 yards. And so for those of you that are assigned to that tee marker, that's plenty of golf course for you. Those of us on yellow at 6,400 yards, that's plenty of golf course on a very, very difficult course. Sam, we've even got you up one tee. There's one more tee behind you. I think it's the green tee. I guess it's the pro where it tips out at like 7,300 yards, but we're letting you move up one as well. So very difficult golf course. Please don't let the colors fool you. I will say this though, if you think that this is not right after the first, please play these tee markers for the first round. And then if you and your opponent agree, so in this case, let's say Evan and Braden, you guys are going to be in the same grouping every round. If the two of you agree to just play yellow, you can do that. You guys can agree amongst yourselves, but please play the yellow-red combo at least once, and then you guys figure it out from there. Stephen Lloyd, same thing. You guys will be together in all 3 rounds. If you guys decide to play yellow only, that's fine. But again, give it a shot first and see what you guys think. Here's the points summary, and I won't get into the format yet. I'll talk about the format of each day here in just a moment. But notice the points. For example, Friday morning, the front 9 is a scramble. There's 3 matches because there's obviously 4 golfers, and so there's 3 foursomes. So each of those foursomes playing for 5 points on the front 9, and then 5 points on the back 9. So it's really 2 different matches, one on the front 9, one on the back 9. On Friday, and the same will be true on Saturday, keep this in mind, there is no such thing as 1 up, 2 up. Oftentimes people will refer to that. That's not how it's scored. Every hole on Friday is worth a half point, and every hole on Saturday is worth a half point, every single hole. And so the scoring for Friday and Saturday is not a 1 up, 2 up. It's all about points. And so at the end of 9 holes on Friday, the score will equal 4.5. It might be 2.5 to 2. That might be the score at the end of 9. And then whoever has the 2.5, they've had the most points, so they get a half bonus point. Therefore, the total will equal 5. That's how you get to 5 in terms of the points available per match. Every hole is worth a half point, and whoever wins the front 9 gets a half point as a bonus, and then whoever wins the back 9 gets a half point as the bonus. That's how the scoring works on Friday and Saturday. I will give you scorecards, and it'll make it very easy to track all the points. So if you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is so confusing, the scorecards will make it really, really easy. You can track not only the scores per hole, but the points per hole, and it'll make it really, really easy. Now on Sunday, then, we do switch to a traditional match play. This is your 1 up, 2 up situation. So on Sunday morning, you will be playing at best ball. So you and your partner will be playing best ball. If somebody makes a 4 and somebody makes a 5, you take the 4. And you're playing a traditional match play through the first 9 holes. And the winner of the match receives 10 points. Remember, in traditional match play, it may end before number 9. So if somebody's up 2 through 8, that means they're up 2 with only 1 to play. The match is over. And whoever wins that match gets 10 points. On the back 9, we go to singles. So there'll be 2 singles matches happening within each foursome, and each singles match is playing for 5 points. So hole by hole points on Friday and Saturday, and then traditional match play on Sunday. Be sure and study the formats for each round. Here is an overview of Friday. As I mentioned earlier, the front 9 is a 2-man scramble. The back 9, the second 9, is modified alternate shot. Modified alternate shot, everybody tees off on every hole, and then you choose the ball you want to play, and whoever didn't hit it, the other partner, your partner will play it from there, and you'll alternate until the ball is holed. You cannot replace it with your own ball, so you're going to play the ball that's in play. That's the ball you'll play. Please don't replace it. But then on the next hole, everybody tees off again. You can pick the ball that you want. Whoever didn't hit it plays it from there, and you alternate in. Be sure and check out the local rules, okay? USGA Rule 20 really helps us. It basically allows you and your opponents, if you have a rule situation you're not sure how to deal with, the USGA allows you guys in your foursome to figure it out. Now, you can't agree to change the rules of golf. You've got to try to solve it within the best of your ability based on what you know. And then whatever you guys decide, you move on. And once you've moved on, it's done. Even if you come in the clubhouse or talk to me later and it was determined that you made an incorrect ruling, it doesn't matter. As long as you agree with each other, it's done. Check out the rest of the local rules. We did change it this year to double bogey max instead of triple. Double bogey max will help speed things along. We don't play any stroke and distance, so there's no, even though there are out of bounds stakes on the course, we play everything as red, so everything is lateral, which means there's never a stroke and distance penalty. There's never a time to hit a provisional. Everything plays as red, even in just a lost ball situation. One touch, both touch rule is in effect for scramble format. Here's what that means. Anytime that you or your partner can lift, clean, and place the ball, you both can. You both can. So in a scramble where you're picking up one ball and moving it to the other ball, we just want for both people to be able to lift, clean, and place it. You know, we've had situations in the past where somebody you had to take a ball that's in a bunker, let's say, and the ball in the bunker may be buried, and your partner gets to basically just kind of place it in the bunker. So we just want both players to be able to live clean and place it, and that's true in a scramble format. Modified alternate shot, there's no picking up and moving of a ball, so there's the one touch, both touch is not even in play, for modified alternate shot. You see the pairings there on the right. This is where it gets interesting, so check it out. Those are the pairings for Friday's first round. Friday afternoon, we'll play a horse race. Here's what this basically means. The first three holes, we'll go off first in the foursomes that you see on the right. What I hope happens on hole number 4, because the first 3 holes are basically warm-up holes. And this is a different course. There's a 9-hole course called the Challenger, where we'll play the horse race. First 3 holes are warm up. What I hope happens is on hole 4, we actually play hole 4 as a 12-some. I don't know if they're going to allow us to do that. If nobody else is out there, maybe we can. We play it as a 12-some. And you see under the overview, starting on hole 4, 2 worst scores eliminated, so that when we go to hole 5, only 10 of the 12 golfers are still in play. And so the 2 worst scores after hole 4 would be eliminated. If there's 4 people, let's say, that tied with a double bogey, we'd have a putt off to determine who advances. We're basically eliminating golfers every hole, and then the final 3 golfers will share the pot. I'm asking each player to chip in $20 as an entry fee. It is not required. If you do not want to play or contribute, you do not have to. The Thrive Foundation will match the pot. So whatever is given by us as players, the Thrive Foundation will match, and that'll be the pot that is split between the first 3 finishers. If we are not allowed to play a 12-some, then we'll just continue in the foursomes all the way through, and we'll reenact it when we all get together. We'll kind of reenact it kind of as a horse race, hole by hole, starting on hole 4, and it'll be fun, and we'll see who the winners are that way. Saturday afternoon, remember, we will have had the service event Saturday morning. So we play Saturday afternoon at 1:40. You see the pairings there for Saturday afternoon. Total shamble front 9. This basically means you and your partner both tee off. You pick the drive you want, but then you both play your own ball starting on shot 2. You both play your own ball from there, finish the hole with your own ball, and then you add your scores together. That is a total shamble. And then we'll play a scramble on the back 9. Round three, Sunday morning, we will play our own ball all the way through. So the front nine is best ball. So you make a four, partner makes a five, your team takes a four, and then we're playing singles on the back nine. So Sunday at Bay Hill, you get to play your ball all the way, your own ball all the way through. All right, a couple things about pace of play. Let's talk about this. And you guys have probably seen previous emails and things from me. I'm really focusing on this, partially because we got in trouble last time we were there. And every year it's just slow. Most of us in this tournament don't play much tournament golf, and so when we're in a tournament, it's just very, very, very slow. By the way, the place where it slows down the most is within 10 feet of the hole, because as we miss putts, oftentimes we don't give each other 2 and 3 footers, and so there's 3 or 4 golfers marking, spotting, and having to putt out from 3 feet, and that's where it gets really, really slow. So pay attention. Sometimes I see people marking a 3 footer and their ball doesn't even matter for the hole anymore. So just be thoughtful on when you can pick up and things you can do, especially around the hole, to kind of speed up play. Have highlighted kind of the mindset. This is really, I think, where the challenge of pace of play comes. Here's what it says: pace of play is an issue every year because we play this as a competitive tournament, meaning we play slower than usual due to rules, situations, putting out. The members and the staff at Bay Hill take it seriously, and so we must do everything we can do to avoid a problem or being asked to skip holes, which has been asked of us before. The single best thing you can do is to have a mindset of awareness and intentionality. Have it on your brain, have it on your mind that we got to keep things moving and be intentional. That's the core thing that'll help us the most. And then there's some tips and recommendations. Keep it moving. Meaning always be doing something. When it's not your shot, be thinking about, how do I go further up the hole? How do I get my clubs ready? How do I prepare for the next shot? Can I go ahead and get the yardage? Guys, and a lot of times too, you can actually drive the cart further up than you think. I'm not saying to be disrespectful, and I'm not saying to get in the way of your partner. You always have to be aware, or of your opponents. Always be aware of that, but always be doing something. That's what keep it moving means. Help each other with yardage, with clubs. Guys, if you're going to go get a yardage with your rangefinder, take clubs with you. Don't go shoot it and then come back and get clubs and then have to go back again, especially if it's cart path only. Think ahead, trim some of that down, think about how to help each other. Concede the hole, guys. If you're not in the hole, don't. There's no need to finish the hole. Sometimes there's going to be a situation where you and your partner, you may not even be on the green yet, and the other team, they're sitting 10 feet from the hole, laying two. You may not even be to the green, and you may say, "Pick it up. You're good. We lay five. We can't do anything. Let's go. Let's get out of here." So concessions and gimmies, all of those kind of things. Also, if you miss your bogey putt, listen to this. If you miss your bogey putt, go pick up the ball. Do not mark it. There is no reason to mark and to read and to try to make a double bogey putt. You've already made double bogey. Double bogey is automatic, max. So if you miss your bogey putt or your bogey chip, pick it up and get moving. Know your measure of success, right? In pace of play, your measure of success is the group in front of you, not behind you. It makes no difference where the group behind you is, unless they're on your case and they're telling you to hurry up. The measure of success is the group in front. If they get more than a half hole ahead of you, if they're a full hole or more, you are out of position. Please figure out how to go catch them. That is your measure of success. And then play ready golf. Now, in match play, order of play matters a lot. And so, what I would encourage you to do is talk with your opponents, consider playing ready golf until you get to the green, and maybe then you kind of play in order. But um, just talk with your opponents. You guys figure it out. But playing ready golf to some degree will help speed it up. And then finally, some requests and some reminders. The spirit or the purpose of the event should take priority over all. We are there to honor Christ. We are there as a men's fellowship. Yes, we're playing a competitive tournament, and that's what it says on the next bullet point. Actually, come prepared to compete and to connect. We can do both. Jack and Arnie did both. Jack and Mr. Palmer did both. They competed, yet they were great friends off the golf course. And we're going to do the same. We're going to compete, but we're also going to connect with each other in Christian fellowship. Mark your golf balls before you get to Orlando. Please don't wait till you get to the first tee. Some of you will, even though I'm saying this, some of you will. But before you get to Orlando, put some personal identification markers, dots, lines, initials, something on your golf balls. Don't forget your sunscreen, your baby powder, and rain gear. You will need all of those. Emphasize baby powder. You will need it. You will need it. You will need it. Trust me, if you don't know why, bring it anyway. We will play in the rain, and it is going to rain. It's Florida in August, so it's going to rain. Bring your rain gear. We won't play in lightning, but we will play in rain. And most importantly, your copy of God's Word. Make sure you bring your Bible, or if you have it on your app on your phone, or whatever's best for you, please bring your copy of God's Word. Be where you're supposed to be before you're supposed to be there. Please know the itinerary. This is the best way you can help me. If you have questions, go to the Tournament Hub. If you didn't find your answer, keep reading. It's probably there. And if you still have questions, that's okay. Go to your captain. The Nationals team captain is Derek Gargis, and the Americans team captain is me. So feel free to go to your captains with additional questions. You and your opponent, which is the equivalent seed on the other team, can make adjustments as you see fit to your tee assignments. We talked about that earlier. Please remove hats before entering the clubhouse. We talked about that. Please soak up the amenities and the history part of Bay Hill. We talked about that. Please wear your team shirt on Sunday. So Bay Hill, we have purchased shirts, very, very nice shirts from Bay Hill. They'll have the Bay Hill logo on there. Nationals, you'll have white shirts with tiny little red stripes. And Americans, you'll have matching. It'll be the same thing, white shirts with navy stripes. You'll each receive a Thrive t-shirt. Please wear that on Saturday morning for the service event, and please bring cash so you can tip the bag boys and pay the entry fee for the horse race if you wish. Okay, lots of great information. Probably you guys still have some questions about the formats and the points and the scoring and all that. That's fine. We'll talk about all that Thursday night at the dinner at PopStroke. If you have questions in the meantime, feel free to call me, text me, email me, whatever. Be glad to answer some of those things now so that you get your questions answered before we get there. And cannot wait to see you guys. See you soon. And thanks again for being part of the 2026 Memorial Cup.